introduction about our distinguished speaker today. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, it is my pleasure to introduce Mr. Muhammad Yazi Bencik. Yeah, he is a distinguished corporate leader with more than 27 years of experience in corporate finance, merger and acquisition, corporate governance. He is also a graduate of the University of Lancaster in accounting and finance, and also alumnus of the executive leadership program at the University of Oxford Said Business School. Throughout his career, Mr. Yazdi has held several important leadership roles, including CEO of Mars Aero Services, Cheetah Capital, and Remit Master. He is currently steering Mars Aero growth towards becoming a billion ringgit public listed company, driving strategic acquisition, operational restructuring, and digital innovation. In 2025, this year, he also introduced Aero Sparkle, a fast rising home services application that is rapidly becoming one of Malaysia's leading on-demand platform. With artificial intelligence embedded from its inception, Aerosparkle achieved product market fit and break even with only 6 months, and its monthly revenue has grown by an impressive 1,000% since January 2025. A very remarkable milestone for a young startup. Mr. Yazdi has additionally served on the board and executive committee of organizations such as Medivest, Seri Pacific Corporation, Adventa Berhad, and Evalux Syndrome Berhad, where his guidance and has strengthened governance and supported business transformation across multiple sectors. Okay, please join me in welcoming Mr. Muhammad Yazi Bencik. Mr. Yazdi, Mr. Yazdi, the floor is yours.
Thank you. Thank you. Assalamualaikum. Can everybody hear me? Boleh.
Yes.
Okay. This is a flashback to my training days. 2:30, they call it a graveyard punya shift, where everybody just had their lunch and then the insulin is flowing in your body, the blood goes to the stomach, semua mengantuk. So if we don't do this in a conversational punya manner, everybody is going to be fast asleep. So for a start, because I see a lot of members here, but I cannot, I tak nampak muka. Is it possible for us to get to know, so some of you to basically turn on your camera so that I know who we are conversing with? And if Dr. Amar, if you can put everybody's screen and not share the backdrop, so that we can have that conversation sekejap. And then we can see everybody's face, ramai-ramai on the thingy. No, I've got this invitation very last minute by my fellow alumni, so I said okay, I'll do it. But it's not so much for the money, but it's for sharing. Dia kata. Okay, all right. So Encik Zaharul and Mr. Chin Sunsek, I can see in there. Maybe for a start.
Good afternoon.
Afternoon, sir. How are you doing? Okay.
Yeah, I'm good.
Yeah, we've got 53 people on the thingy. Let's take, I think, a few minutes to just get to know some of you, because you have been informed about who am I. So, Mr. Chin, can you tell a bit about yourself so that I know who I'm speaking with?
Okay, actually, I'm an MBA student.
Yeah.
Student of Dr. Rizwan, actually. Yeah.
Okay.
So I'm actually working as a shift manager in TMB. I'm working in power station. Yeah,
Okay.
I've been with TMB for 20 years. So this is my final semester for my MBA.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
All right. Anybody else? So you are a manager, so you manage a group of people, right?
Yeah, I'm a shift manager in the power station.
I see. Okay. How about Puan Nik Nadira? I can see Puan Nik Nadira.
Hi, hello. My name is Nadira. I work in TN. I also a student of Dr. Rizwan. My second last semester. So I work in Group Corporate Com as a senior manager for the strategic communication.
Also for TMB.
Yes,
Also for TMB. Okay. Anybody else would like to volunteer to introduce themselves so that I can get to know you all? I'm not familiar with Microsoft Teams, so I cannot scroll down. There's Puan Al-Bahri Rahma.
Yes, my name is Rahma Al-Bahri. I'm from Sultanate of Oman.
Yes.
I'm working with the Central Bank of Oman. Currently, I'm a student, a PhD student. Dr. Ammar is my co-supervisor. My prime supervisor is Dr. Noor Raida.
I see.
I'm looking for AI usage and their impact on enhancing competency of staff.
I see.
But I'm focusing on the banking sector here in my country.
I see. Banking sector. That's interesting. Yeah, I was with the Securities Commission as my first stint. So it's like a sister company to Bank Negara, our monetary side. So I understand the regulators' view sometimes. Anybody else would like to share so that I can get to know a bit more about who am I having conversation with today? Really, I cannot see anybody else. Okay, if that's the case, then we are all right. So I'm going to share, I'm going to start this conversation. I wouldn't call it a talk. But before that, I will share this presentation. So it will help me to make, what you call it? Yeah, just have to bear with me. Yeah. Can everybody see this?
Yes.
See this head, this leadership decision making in the age of AI. Okay, so I assume I assume you cannot see my face, so you can just hear my voice. So let's bear with this. So how I normally do my talk is quite casual because I want to hear your feedback. And basically from there we can have a conversation. Otherwise, it's going to be really boring 2 hours. All my meetings normally end after 1 hour, so these 2 hours is unless we have a conversation, it's gonna end very abruptly. So leadership and decision making in the age of AI. When we talk about leadership, right? Everybody have got their roles, okay, and everybody have got in different roles. Some are in what you call it, finance sector. Some are in electrical side. Some are industry and whatnot. So those are your what you call it, expertise, your expert knowledge. So AI can help you in becoming an expert in your expert knowledge. But then, apart from technicalities, being a leader or management is a function in its own, right? So it is a function that basically have got its own skill set that you need to be able to master. I have got many instances where I've promoted my engineers and all to a managerial role, and while they were excellent engineers, right? They became really bad managers and leaders. So there I realized the skill set of being a manager is different, especially again when you become a CEO, when you have to manage a business, is also different. So before we know how any tools, including AI, can enhance our ability to do something, we have to know what's the job scope, or what's the, what you call it, the criteria that is required for that particular job. Have anybody here heard of AMO as a function of performance? Anybody? The word AMO. Right. So I'm going to try to switch between us and the thingy. So now, can you see me or you see the screen still?
We can see you.
I can see. Okay, excellent. So Yeah, because that's what I want. Okay, so okay, I've got a child in the background. So okay, AMO says for you, in order to perform, or anybody to perform a function, they have to have three things. Number one, ability. Second one, motivation. And the third one would be the opportunity. So even everybody in this classroom right now, if you want to be a leader, right, you have to have those three functions. You have to have the ability to be a leader. You have to have the knowledge and know-how to be the leader, motivation to be a leader, and opportunity to be a leader. Then only can you be a leader. So what you're learning today is the first part of the performance of a leader, which is basically enhancing your ability. You'll be surprised. Some people, right, they are capable. You find that they're anybody here encountered this kind of situation where you find somebody who's really capable, but they really don't want to be a leader? That means that person is not motivated to be a leader. I'm sure some of you have encountered. I have encountered that as well. So that kind of person also cannot perform to be a leader. So the first function of being a leader is to know what are the things that you need to know to be a leader and be good at it, right? AMO, I apply to everything. If you, for you to understand what I'm talking about today, you have to understand this. So the function of ability, motivation, and opportunity is akin
sorry,
to...
Mr.
Yes.
Yazdi.
Yes.
You are showing your slide or not?
No, no, no.
Because oh no.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah, I'm not
okay,
showing
okay.
my slide right now.
Okay,
There
okay,
is no
okay.
slide. So because, so ada tiga, there are three things: ability, motivation, and take, for example, drinking water, as simple as that. The first thing you have to know drinking water is that you have to have the ability to drink. That means you know what are the functions required to bring the water to your cup and gulp it. If you don't know that, you won't be able to drink that water. Next one, you have to have the motivation to drink that water, this water. That means that if you are not thirsty, right, or you don't have any motivation, the water is basically poisonous, so it demotivates you, you also would not perform that function. And then lastly, you have to have opportunity to hold this water. Basically, there is no hindrance. You'll be able to basically pick up this mug and then drink it, so you can fulfill that function. Similarly, like in leadership, first one, you have to know how to lead in order for you to be a leader or a manager or not. You have to know what are the skill sets required. Secondly, you have to be motivated. A lot of people are motivated to be a leader because, motivated to become a leader because it comes with a lot of perks, right? But the moment you know that being a director can land you in jail and all, some it can be a demotivation. I don't want to be a leader in that company. They're very risky. I don't want to be a leader in a money changing company that doesn't have KYC, because then the central bank will come after me, right? So although you have that function to be a leader, you might or might not be motivated to do that. And lastly, you have to have the opportunity. If you don't get the opportunity, you cannot be a leader. So today we're talking about leadership. So the first part is basically being a leader. So to be a leader, you got to know what is the job of a leader, right? The job of a leader is not the same as whatever your task is doing. Say, for example, you are a chief engineer or chief manager for a bunch of engineers that handles electricity, for example. That's one example I'm trying to get to TMB. So the job of that leader is not to do the work. The job of that leader is to basically to lead the company. And today we're going to talk about how what does that job entails, and basically how does AI help that job. And is everyone with me so far? Any questions?
Yes, doctor.
Yes, okay, excellent. So what is the job of a leader? Okay, job of a leader is not to do things. The job of a leader is to be a leader. And what is it? So there has been a study, and I have the opportunity to look at the study, and then it summarizes this. This is the job of a leader. The job of a leader is, number one, creating a vision. Number two, engaging with your followers. Followers means it can be your employees, it can be, if you're an NGO, your members, it can be if you're a father or your parent, will be your children. You know, any leader would have to engage with their followers. That's number 2. Number 3, the job of a leader is making tough decisions. And then number 4, being a leader, you also need to establish connections internally and externally for the organization that you have. All right, so these are the 4 main task or role of a leader. You know, a leader can be an expert, say, for example, a surgeon, right? He can be a skilled surgeon in basically doing surgery. But the moment he is promoted to become the hospital director, his skill set in doing surgery means nothing if he cannot do these 4 things as the hospital director, leading a group of doctors, you know, creating vision, engaging with his fellow doctors and nurses and everything, you know, to make sure that they follow his vision, making the right decision for the organization, got nothing to do with his skill set that he's spent like 30 years learning on surgery, and establishing connections, you know, to make sure that his organization is stronger. So the same thing as well applies to every of our daily life, you know, or our job, as in TNB or in central bank or in anywhere, also in my organization. Normally, a lot of people rise through the rank, you know, from technician to supervisor. From supervisor becomes assistant manager, then becomes a manager. And eventually they get handpicked because they are delivering their task so well, becomes a head of division or head of a company. Now, leaping to that leadership position, right, are different skill set than the technical part. So that's what a lot of people fails. Okay, so any of you, or I'm sure now you're doing MBAs and doing PhD, are all in leadership position. These are the 4 things that I actually follow, and it has helped me so far. So the talk today is I'm going to share with you how does AI help me in all these 3 areas: creating vision, engaging my followers, making decisions, and establishing connections. So the first thing that I posit is that AI helps leaders in creating a valuable vision. So any vision that a leader needs to have for his team or his organization have to have these 3 criteria. It has to be credible, it has to be attractive, and it has to be clear, right? It has to be credible. That means people can trust that it is going to work, right? This vision is not just airy-fairy, you know, something which is plucked from the air. It has to be attractive enough for the follower to basically do it. And it has to be clear so that people are clear and people's actions are basically moving towards the same direction. Can I ask, before we move forward, anybody here has been tasked to set the vision for the department, your department or your division or anything? Anybody has been involved in this process?
Yes, but it is not a vision. Actually, I am working in my department for the strategical side. For example, if there is any KPIs, any plans for the departments, I set it, then my manager reviewed.
I see. Okay, so you are assisting in helping the KPI. What about the vision or the goal that leads to the vision? That's very good. Anybody else want to volunteer? Then we can relate on how AI can help you in doing that, in setting the vision.
Sorry, I didn't understand that. So what do you mean by that? Because I'm working as a HR manager. So is it something related to taking decisions?
No, creating a vision is basically, okay, assuming you are in HR.
Okay. Okay. Can I discuss about that? The vision that the whole company that we can, the goal or object of the company.
Correct.
Yes.
Yeah, the object of the company. Everybody will play a role. So the boss, the leader, have to create that vision. Where are we heading? All right. So if you create the wrong vision, then everybody will be going towards the wrong direction, correct? Because the vision is the most important thing, right? So as a leader, it's very scary sometimes that, number one, you create a vision which is wrong, right? So for example, in my case, we have a company that has been going strong, okay, 200-300 million a year, and based on a government contract, about 300 million a year in terms of revenue and all, right? So now, then the vision was that at that time, be very good at delivering this contract. So I have to create a new vision, and when I think that this is not a stable business to be in, so I have to create a new vision for everybody. Says, oh, we got to diversify and become something else. So that is what a leader need to do. In HR, for example, by doing, you say, well, we got to be a certain way, but now you got to create and tell everybody what you're doing right now is not the best. So you got to shift, everybody should got to shift their focus to something else. That's what's called creating a vision. Now, that is a scary thing for a leader. For example, Aerosparkle, right? I have to wear this because I have to advertise to everybody. I hope everybody after this would go to your phone and basically download Aerosparkle and support us. But that one is a separate matter. Anyway, okay, so what happened is this. We've got a company and we think that this company will be obsolete later. So we need to create something else that can last a long time. So that is where we have to, we brainstorm, when we come up with a vision of creating Aerosparkle, which is basically a home services company that we think can rival Grab and all. So the job of a leader is basically to come up with an idea and create that vision. Once that vision is set, then you tell the whole organization, this is our new vision, this is our new direction, and everybody have to be basically aligned to that. It is scary if you get it wrong. Because once we have this vision and everybody buys it, all my shareholders are going to put their money into it. All my employees going to identify and work towards whatever goal that we need to achieve, our vision of becoming the largest home services company. What if that vision is wrong? If after 6 years and 10 million ringgit or tens of million ringgit being invested is wrong, what's going to happen? All those things are gone. So a lot of leaders in the past are so afraid because they cannot validate a vision that they do not make that change. So a lot of things, like, for example, people will say in your organization, we got to change, but it's not changing. Why? It is because the leader are not willing to change the vision, right? That will make change. Simply because, what if I make the change and it's wrong, right? So to be safe, I want to keep my job. It's not that broken yet, so just stick as it is. So there is no change. But a good leader, or if you want to be different or you want to be more effective as a leader, one of the things is you have to create a new vision. You cannot remain as status quo, right? So how does AI help me in this kind of situation? All right. So first thing is that I'm creating something new, right? So I'm creating something new, and I need to validate quickly whether what I'm going to do, my vision is basically credible, clear, and attractive enough. So simple, I use ChatGPT and ask that question: is this vision of mine valuable and incredible or not? So it will give you feedback. So here AI, like the LLM, the ChatGPT and all, can act as a leader's sounding board. right? Because as a leader, you sometimes need to make quick decision on the vision, and you do not want your vision to be known to everybody else. So you don't want to talk to another colleague and all, just in case people think, oh, this is a stupid idea and all. So AI has actually become a valid sounding board for me. I actually used it in that sense, right? Not all that AI reply to me are accurate. I find, but it's enough for me to basically bring my vision to the next level, where I then discuss with my team. So my first hashing mechanism is between me and my AI. So it's between us, very private. Something that's which is ambiguous, we clarify and everything. Once we pass the first stage, then I bring my idea after I hash with the AI to my team. Then I say, okay, this is what I want to do. This is the vision that we should do. This is the idea I have, which I pick from my AI as well, right? And then I let my team basically attack those ideas, and then we fine tune the vision better. So what I'm saying is that AI, in this sense, has enabled me to arrive at, I think, a better vision, right? By allowing me to be honest and ask the raw and even stupid questions with the AI, because there is no embarrassment factor on it. So you get that out of the way. So by the time you get to talk with your other teammates as well, it's already half cooked or half baked, right? So you can get a better quality vision. Am I clear to everybody on this?
Yes, but I have a comment, please.
Yes.
Although AI can help us to find our ways and our directions, but I believe that there is a full understanding should be had by these leaders to understand the context of the organization, the competency, and the available resources. Because knowing the direction this direction might not be applicable to my current position, in terms of competencies I have, in terms of resources of all kinds, in terms of organizational environment, working environment. Sometimes I need to have that infrastructure in terms of enhancing the capability, competency of the staff to understand where we are going, why we are going. It is the most important, because if they didn't understand why we are going to that direction, they will never collaborate. Even if they start collaborating at the beginning, one day they will lose their faith on our directions.
Sure. Okay, excellent. A good point. There are two scenarios which we can discuss, or we can talk about. The scenario that Madam mentioned just now, it talks about a vision of enhancing status quo. There are also visions like the one in Aerosparkle. I don't have any resources in doing what I want to do at Aerosparkle. It is a startup. So when you have a startup situation, there is no resources, there is no competency, except for what you think is a good idea and vision, right? But what happened is that I can also ask the AI to say, if I want to basically materialize the vision, what do I need to do? What do I need to have? So sometimes, and then it will give you a list, maybe not exhaustive, but it can give you a starting list, of which then you can go back to your team and say, okay, to basically materialize this vision, this is what we need to have. We don't have it, but can we do it? All right. So there are two situations. Number one, in large organizations, say organizations which are mature business, there are many types, right? There are mature business, there are startup business. In mature business, where the aim is basically maximizing cash flow and being more efficient, then yes, the vision, the AI, you have to feed the AI in terms of, okay, I want to be a more profitable, say, a bank, right? You can't change already within the same parameters, but these are my parameters. This is what I can do and what I cannot do. So the AI can then hash you with some ideas, right? But on the startup idea, you can say, okay, I have this vision. Is it credible? How do I make it clear to my team? And what are the key success factors I need to have to make this vision a reality? So it can basically give you some suggestions, right? And good thing about what I find about AI is, and the bad thing as well, is that unlike when you do a search on Google, right? It gives you 10 possible answers to a question, and you got to choose which one. So, but the AI basically does the choosing for you already. So you ask about what's the best possible method, then it will come out, okay, this is a possible method you can do and all. So it in one way, it cuts short your own analysis. Like, for example, if you say, okay, give me what are the options on how to wash clothes, then Google will give you a list of where you can go and find those information. AI just take the information, hash it, and give it to you already. So if AI hash it and did it wrongly, then you get wrong information because you only get one, right? But in Google, you have a few choice and all. So what AI can expedite it, but you have to verify it just in case it got the summary wrong, right? So that is on AI enhancing vision. Any question on the vision part? Anybody has experience creating a vision and use AI before? Anybody here use ChatGPT? Not to do your research.
It's only to do our research.
Only to do your research. That's excellent. Okay. What else do you use ChatGPT for? Anybody
Well,
else?
sometimes I'm using for my work, but not that much. Normally, it's only for my research.
Okay, only for research. So, okay. So ChatGPT can be used for that. And actually, a lot of usage of ChatGPT is more extensive, which I will explain later, how AI can also enhance in the operation. Because today we are talking about, say, AI enhancing your leadership, right? So just scope of your leadership role. But in terms of operation as well, AI has enabled me to do a lot of things and expanding our business. I will go that later. I think on the decision making part lah. I will explain that. So anybody else? Yes,
Can I ask, please? Oh,
Yes. How can manage or how can link mission with vision, the mission of the company with the mission?
The vision.
Sometimes there is the mission of with vision. Yes, sometimes there is a difference between them and difficult to link it.
I know. I have sometimes same difficulty as well. I think the consultants are just doing all these terms so that they can charge more money on all of us, business people. But the way I explain it is very simple. A vision is what is the nature that I want to be. Say, for example, for Aerosparkle, the vision is Aerosparkle being the largest home service company in the world. That's the vision, the state of being. The mission is the action of achieving that. It's like a mission or goal, right? So it's our mission to be to create the most efficient booking platform for services. It's our mission to create the most efficient logistic operation to support the services. It is our mission to create a process that gives the cheapest laundry services. So these actions create a being. Does that make sense to you?
Yeah. At that time, there is more than one object and more than one goals to achieve the object.
Just the one. That's true. That's very true. Yeah, because you have to do many things to be one. Amazon or Grab or whatnot. There are many attributes. that you need to create. So the leader have to create the vision of what do we want to be. And after that, they have to create also, okay, what are the mission? What are everybody's the tasks that you need to do, and who's supposed to do all those tasks? So that's the job of a leader in terms of creating mission and vision. So yeah, AI really helped me in that part, especially because I have a few other investments as well. So each investment have got their own vision. This business have got this vision, that business have got that vision. You know, so I have multiple visions, so I have to test these visions, and I have to pivot the vision. All right. For example, for a start, in the beginning, Aerosparkle just does laundry. So the vision was at that time to be the biggest, most integrated laundry operation in Malaysia. Then once we start doing that, right, then we realize is that, oh, being a laundry company, the barrier entry is low. Anybody can do that. So how do we basically then change that? So through discussion, I'm not lying to you, through discussions with AI and all, I come up with, we bounce ideas, okay, how I'm going to create barrier of entry from my business and everything. So it says, okay, you can add on a few more businesses that can then, if you just have laundry, it becomes a laundry company. But if you've got laundry, aircon service, you've got cleaning services, you've got pest control. So it's all bundled into one. Then you can become home services app. Then there is no competition. There is no one else doing that. So from one vision of becoming a leader of something that everybody can do, so then I have to change my vision to becoming a leader or a pioneer in something that nobody else does. Right, so that is what enables us to be successful now. But AI, through the conversation with the AI, it can help you realize or improve your vision. And that's what actually happened in my case. Last year, when AI actually came out and all, when I found out about this, I basically instructed all my head of departments to install ChatGPT in their phone, and we pay for their premium services. Because we want them, we know AI can enhance the capability of being a leader and also technical capability. So that's what we did in terms of that part. All right, so now that's on vision. So let's move to the next part of a job of a leader. What did they need to do? And let me just share again. Window. Next one is okay. Next one is AI makes engaging followers more efficient and more effective. All right. Being a leader, once you have set the vision and you've got a very good vision and you've got very credible and whatnot, it is useless and it is worthless if nobody is acting on it. Agree? Correct or not? You've got something great, but nobody is basically doing it. It is basically useless. So how do you get people to basically follow your instructions? That is one of the most important tasks of a leader. Anybody knows the secret of what is the best way to get people to follow you? Anybody? Any suggestion? Any volunteers?
The first thing is the respect.
Come again?
Motivate them.
Motivate them.
The first thing, motivate and respect. Respect
them. Okay. Any more?
The leader is himself have to be committed for any instruction. So he have to start with himself first.
Correct. Yes, that's very true. That is why I wear this everywhere. Yeah. The first one have to market the product, have to be the leader. Right? This is very true. Some more?
Explain what they will get.
Explain what they will get. Okay, to engage with that. Okay, right. Some more. This is all good.
Build a good reputation.
Build a good reputation. Correct. Yes. Communication. Right. Now, so has anybody heard about the 5 powers of a leader? All right. Okay.
Please, I have a comment. If you,
yes.
I see AI tools such as save time for leaders, for a student, and save effort or time. But how can we use it without relying on logical thinking for the leaders, for the students? If you have to support us.
Without rely on logical thinking, are you trying to say how do we? I don't quite understand your question, sir. But let me just rephrase it. So basically, you don't want to rely on AI too much. Is that what you're saying?
Balances between thinking and using
AI completely.
AI. Yes.
Using AI completely. Okay. You have to realize AI cannot do many things. Artificial intelligence is just, last time they have got expert system that they feed information. So now AI is just, it's a very fast method of collecting data and then interpreting it how it interprets. Okay, using thing. It doesn't have empathy. It doesn't have emotion. Right? And it is only limited to the vast information that they have, it has, which it can collect. So for example, if it's relying on information on internet, it's just all the information on the internet. But your company is not on the internet. 100% of it is not there. Right? So there are still information outside that you'd have to basically compute. So your role as a leader to basically make decision cannot solely based on whatever result that come out from the AI. Do you get what I'm saying? Okay.
Yes. Okay.
Yes. Okay. So anybody who just rely on AI completely for leadership is doomed, because again, AI, number one, doesn't have the whole information of your situation. It has a lot of information of what's available in the internet and all the generic information, so it can compute very quickly, very fast, and all. But the critical thinking, right? And then not necessarily logic, emotional or empathy, those are not available in the AI brain. That a leader have to basically still apply in that sense in making your decision.
Thank you.
Okay. All right. So I'm talking. Okay. So let me share with you what I have. The 5 forces of leadership. People will follow us. Generally, people will follow people based on five things. The first one is legitimate. They call it legitimate power. Legitimate power. Legitimate power means is a power that's given by either your authority or the law. Right. So people will follow the law because it is the law, or people will follow the judge because of his position. Right. The second one would be coercion, means that punishment. People don't do because you will punish them. So they'll get punishment if they do it, jaywalking or breaking the law or whatnot. The other one is power of basically reward. So you can basically get people to do certain thing by saying that, okay, I'll motivate you. That's what motivation, right? I will reward you. But there's also a demotivation. I will punish you if you do this. So that's how you can get people to do your bidding as well as a leader. Next one is basically the power of expert. People will follow you because they deem you as an expert. So you go to a doctor or a surgeon, they say, okay, take this pill. You got no question. You just pop it because your relationship with that person is on expert basis. You see him as an expert, so you basically follow him. He's your leader in that sense, And the other one is referent power. Basically, people follow because they like that person. So you have this in like influencers. You don't understand why people follow this person. You know, there's no reason. She's just jumping and dancing on the thingy. But when she says buy this something, everybody goes and flock and buy. That's basically, or singers, for example, right? People like her thingy. She's not an expert in any field, but then when she promotes certain skincare, everybody goes and buy. Right. So that's the referent power. So those are the 5 powers that a leader can use to on their follower. So how does AI help in doing this? It's basically AI can enhance certain of this power. You know, AI cannot help in terms of legal, but when you need something, when you need legal part to be on your part, on your help, right? For example, you as a leader, and you need somebody to basically say, okay, you need to start coming on time, right? And he's not just not listening to you, or you have to tell your peers that he has to come on time, but he's not listening to you. So you need to lead that person. So what you need to do is you can then go to the AI and say, okay, can you find what are the legal requirements with regards to him that they have to follow on, come on time. So AI can quickly say, okay, under the Employment Act, you have to follow this. So you can have that information then to basically tell that person, hey, you got to follow this, right? So you can use AI for that. And then when it comes to the power with regards to coercion and motivation and what you call demotivation, you can use AI to find out about what are the method of motivating and demotivating people in doing certain things, right? So AI can basically give you suggestions on how to engage with these people, and demotivate them to do that. Because one thing that we have a problem as a leader is that the extent of our knowledge is just up here, you know, and based on our experience. AI would enable us to augment that. You can have access to all the other industries and all the other knowledges into one. Then you can discharge your role much better. And then AI also basically would enable you to communicate better, you know, with your employees. You know, I do have people who are excellent leaders, but because they probably didn't come from like English educated background, the English is not as fluent, for example, that diminishes their authority sometimes. When they write memos, when they write what you call emails and all, when they have broken the English in there, their followers will probably have got slightly better education, will look down on it, and then that diminishes their authority. So AI, I find, eliminates that. If you use it, you know, when you need to write memos and you need to write directive and all, do not be shy to get AI to do it for you, because that removes that unnecessary part of being a leader. Because you, as a leader, you just need to decide on what action you need to take. All right. Oh, I need to issue a letter of reprimand to this person. That is the decision of a leader, because that letter of reprimand would basically serves as a demotivation. So you use AI to basically write that letter, then move on. So it makes things more efficient. And then if you need to reward somebody, say, okay, I want to reward this. I need to write a letter of commendation. Let AI do it. So as a leader, then you can just focus on the key aspect of being a leader, right? So the execution of it, AI can help. Has anybody used AI to draft letter of recommendation or anything in their work apart from research?
Yeah, I have a friend. She is completely depend on ChatGPT. I used to fight with her because when she writes, she will bring it back to me to review it.
Yes.
So when I see, I said, it is not yours, it is ChatGPT. But nowadays, I think I became a kind of obsessed with ChatGPT, just like her, because I found the useful benefits. For example, and now my department has changed to be with the new mandates that deal with more with enhancing the awareness of people. So because I am lacking that kind of knowledge, I start using ChatGPT to enhance my knowledge in this part. And really, I get benefits because it's get me exposed to experience of other countries, of other similar organizations in the field where I am going.
Excellent.
And because next week I have a meeting as a regional level, so I prepared myself through ChatGPT. Through ChatGPT.
Yeah, excellent. I think that is I think one of the best thing that you can do. Of course, when ChatGPT come in the first, right, everybody was apprehensive because everybody is so stuck with originality and a measure of intelligence being that is your own work. You get what I'm saying or not, right? So the final report, they judge everybody's competency on the final report, which basically 80% of it is the language skill, your thought process and everything. If you're good and everything, but if you cannot write properly, then your effort is basically diminished. ChatGPT eliminates that. ChatGPT enables you to focus on your thought process and your idea, and leave the nitty-gritty work on the AI itself. So that means then, as a leader, you become more productive. And that's what I said. You know, when I first heard about ChatGPT and I first used it, the first thing I did was I make sure all my head of department install ChatGPT, and I tell them use that in your work. Doesn't mean that, because I know it doesn't mean that it is not original, because in work sometimes we want the original thought and ideas cannot be faked. All right, but we don't want to be bogged down with the grammar and all, because that takes unnecessary time. And in this day and age, leaders need to make decisions quick, and we have to be productive and whatnot. So that is how AI makes things more efficient, effective. So my advice is, if you have your department and all, don't frown on people using ChatGPT, because ChatGPT cannot replace ideation and original thought. Cannot. You know, the idea of creating Aerosparkle, for example, in the field, they cannot come up. They cannot have inspiration. Inspiration is still human. So whatever you think of, whatever your idea, this inspiration is still yours. You just have AI to help you to articulate those. All right. So that doesn't diminish your capability and your brilliance as a leader. Right. So that is how AI makes engaging followers more efficient. So your follower will then sometimes, like Madam just said just now, she learned about other things and other countries and whatnot, right? So people, our subordinate, will follow us. Number one, if they think we are smart, right? We think we are better than them. But in the days of the past, sometimes when you move into new areas, you also do not know. So therefore, then you will not command their respect, so they will not follow you. But what AI would do is that AI can enhance your knowledge. Before any new tasks happen to you, you ask ChatGPT, tell me everything you know about this, give me all the research papers, and use AI to enhance your knowledge, so that your subordinate will always know that you have the answer, you have got expert, you are the expert. So they will follow you because you are the expert in that part, right? AI. How else? AI will make it more communication. Sometimes we as a leader have got very high IQ, but very low EQ. Anybody agree with that? People who've got high IQ have got really low EQ? Anybody disagree with that?
Yes.
Yes, they agree or
But,
yes, disagree?
Disagree.
I
Because,
totally
we
agree with you, Doctor.
don't disagree because the
You just agree.
advantage of the AI, we give it a new acknowledge, or we save your times sometimes, and we take you to give all your times in taking decision, not to some error or some things not.
Correct. Yes. Okay, that's true. So, but the other thing is I'm talking about is when we engage with our staff, right? Sometimes people with high IQ, they're very intelligent, but they're very low in EQ. That means their emotional empathy is low. I find that a lot the case. You're very smart, very introvert, very low in terms of social interaction. And some people who are very extrovert, very what you call it, a people person, have got low logical, a bit lower logical and IQ level. So that's what I find the gap normally is. There are some who are very high EQ and high IQ, but that's very rare. So because intelligent people are by nature that, they're introvert, but they don't know how to communicate with other people that much. Sometimes they always say the wrong things because they are like that. That's the high IQ people. But these are the high IQ people that normally gets promoted to be at the top, right? But to be as a leader, you have to communicate and you have to have a high EQ as well. So what I would do sometimes, I would ask AI to, whenever I need to communicate with my staff, either reprimand or not, to give me suggestion how to do it in a more EQ level. So it compensates my weakness, right? You see what I'm saying? So okay, I know I need to take action and all, but write me a polite letter or write me a proper letter to basically reprimand my staff. And true enough, it has got some wordings in there that makes the letter just as stern, but not too harsh or not too personal. Because sometimes that's my weakness. So I use AI to do that. So then when my staff receive either commendation or either a warning letter or whatnot, it sounds very professional and they can go on working and then with their life after that. So AI can help that. Yes, Nadia.
Yes, Doctor. Just I'm feeling anyone want to be leader, he have to gain some background about the psychology or something like that to know how to deal with people, even if they take it like a short course within AI or something like that, because it's too difficult when you have a position in a big company, different kind of people, different. So you have to, I think, a little bit background in psychology, right?
Yes, absolutely. Because being a leader is not managing machines. Being a leader is purely managing people. And when you manage people, psychology is the first thing that you would have to encounter. All right. So I cannot handle 1 million customers on my own. But if I handle 5 people who then handle another 1,000 people under them, these people can handle 1 million business. So my job at the top is actually just managing people. So no matter how good I am at coding or no matter how I am at basically any technical part, it's going to be useless if I cannot manage people. So the moment you guys basically start going on the management and the top management leadership position, your skill in managing people and knowing psychology is a take precedent over everything else. Your past technical expertise will help you from being conned. But in order to be an excellent leader, you have to have either, you're right, take a short course of psychology. But even if you do that, right, or if you don't do that, whatever you want to communicate with your staff, if you're not sure, bounce it off with the AI. Don't be shy about it. Just bounce it off. It will give you some ideas, and then you can come out better, and then move on to the next part.
Assalamualaikum Cik SD.
Waalaikumsalam.
Okay, for your info, I'm one of your regular customer.
Oh, you're cool.
Aerospacer, yes.
Alhamdulillah. Thank you. Thank
Okay.
you.
All right. So my question is, apart from ChatGPT, what else AI-based communication platform you use in your organization? And in cybersecurity point of view, is AI communication safe?
Okay. AI. Okay. We are exploring others on AI as well. But in terms of LLM, right now I'm just using ChatGPT. Some of my stuff use DeepSeek when they also there are many. But what we are doing right now as well in our organization on other AI application is using visual AI to basically enhance quality control. One of our main customer in our commercial punya side is Malaysia Airlines. So when you go on Malaysia Airlines, there are blankets, right? And we wash those blankets every day, and that's about 22,000 per day. We have to churn, and each airline have to have the exact number. Extra means extra weight. Less mean one passenger will be on the flight cold, which is really not on. So right now we're doing it manual count. So we use AI right now to basically whenever a batch goes past through screen that we capture the camera, the AI would actually identify the blankets and then calculate that as well. So we use AI right now for that. We use also another AI, not exactly like ChatGPT, but there are a lot of basically open AI, but or open source AI for customer service. You use Aerospacer. I'm sure you deal with a person named Aisha. Aisha right now is the person, but we are fast expanding Aisha into an AI. Because previous version of automated customer service is based on expert system. They're fed with questions. Macam you call phone bank sekarang lah, kena ada, pick 1, pick 2, pick 3, pick 4, pick 5. So it's very, very robotic. AI enable you to just converse with the computer like you converse with a human being. So that is excellent for our customer service. So then we can handle tens and thousands of new users without actually having to hire more people. So just use AI on that part. So that's another area for AI. In terms of security for AI, I know there have been talks about how ChatGPT also can take your data and all. It's a double-edged sword because the AI need data to be intelligent, right? But at the same time, you don't want to give information to the AI, but you want the AI to be intelligent. So it's always a chicken and egg. It's very, if it's really serious, my advice is to get a generic AI and use it in your own server and have it basically sandbox so that nobody else can come. But if you use generic like ChatGPT and all, any question that you ask ChatGPT will be data to the ChatGPT. So you have to be careful in terms of what you share with ChatGPT in that sense, on that part. But I've done some research. There are some people say that the AI model doesn't take the data, but then to me doesn't make sense because AI, the model can only be more intelligent when they get more data fed into it, including questions. Yeah. Does that answer your question, Puan?
Yes, thank you.
Okay. So where were we? So yes, AI engaging. So there are many others right now. Even HR. Right now at Aerospacer, we are talking to a company as well to basically use AI for our HR. So then the staff HR is their first go-to place. So a place that they share their views and all, and then sometimes they ask questions. So if you were to entertain, we grew from 100 staff last year to now 500 staff, and we're looking at maybe 15,000 in the next 3 years. So I need to be able to grow this, and to be efficient, I cannot balloon up my cost center, which is basically HR. So I use AI to basically then help me as a leader to engage with my staff. So some basic questions people can just call or ask and speak to the AI, and they will answer, and the staff will feel engaged to the company at all times. But then the AI would know some key critical areas like disciplinary or harassment and all. It will escalate to a proper staff for them to take action on. So it's important for your staff to feel engaged, you know. Memos issued out and all periodic and everything. Those things can be done by AI nowadays. All right. So those are the first two things. The first one, AI helps a leader in creating a valuable vision. Secondly, AI makes communicating with the leader and then communicating with the follower and controlling the follower more efficient and effective. The third one I want to share is this one. What does the AI do for my case? Huh? All right, so this one. AI significantly improves a leader's decision-making process. I cannot stress this enough. You know, as a leader, at the end of the day, apart from managing people, we are left to make hard decisions. We are, as a leader, left to make decisions that nobody else in our organization can make. We are left with problems that nobody else can solve, because if they can solve it, they'll be solving it at their level. Then the problem just flow to the top, and by the time it reach us, you know that problem everybody else cannot solve. Correct or not? Agree? And making decision have got its pros and cons. You know, you as a leader and we as a leader want to make sure that all decisions that we make is correct, right? But how do we ensure that? So in the past, you know, making a decision requires a lot of analysis, right? Because we want to make sure we make the best decision. Until such time that we do not make that decision at all, it becomes what people call paralysis by analysis. Does anybody have anybody heard this? You know, paralysis by analysis. Yeah. So you just go around, analyze, and then you never make a decision, right? And that's the worst thing a leader can do, not make a decision. So what my experience is, AI really improved my decision-making process. The first thing that the AI does, it enables me to number crunch and do research, which previously I would require a team of 3-4 people, you know, highly paid people to analyze this. I can just plug in AI and ask it to do a research, do a market study and all. It's not going to be perfect, but sometimes it's just good enough for me to make an informed decision. Right? As a leader, we want to be, you know, making what's called informed decision. That's all. We do not have the crystal ball to know that every decision is going to be correct, but we want to be satisfied with ourselves that the decision that we make is informed based on some information. So in the past, we cannot get that information. If there is no, in the past, if I don't subscribe to Bloomberg, I cannot get all the research materials. I cannot do calculation. I cannot do NS. Say, for example, okay, Aerosparkle. We want to do all home services business. We want to start new, right? None in Malaysia yet. None in Singapore. None in there. So how do I know how big the demand is? So in previous time, I would have to hire Bloomberg or Merchant Bank, pay them hundreds and thousands of ringgit, maybe a couple of million to do a study, or hire Baker McKenzie and all. Now I just plug into my ChatGPT, estimate me the demand for home services business in Klang Valley. Then it will give me the thought process. And based on that, I have that information. So if you, even in your case, right, any idea that you have, you need to validate it. You can use ChatGPT. I do use that. So that's my decision making process. So it really enabled me to get as much information as possible, and in a much shorter time. I want to basically decide, for example, right, which area of my services I want to grow. So I've got all the data of the revenue for our laundry side, revenue for our home cleaning side, revenue for our baby gear cleaning side, revenue for our what you call it, pest control and whatnot. So which one do I want to allocate my resources more? I've got the data for the past 1 year. I just put one command, one sentence command in the ChatGPT. Okay, plot me the graph of the growth of all this company and which one have got the highest growth. So immediately, within less than a minute, right, I've got all the graph plotted, all the growth plotted, and I was able to make a decision. No brainer. This is the area that we're gonna put our money in, right? So then, after that, a month after that, I've got data. I just tell ChatGPT to plot again, so they immediately can do it. So sometimes I do this just before I go to sleep. No, I got this idea. Oh, I want to know how well I've been doing. We've been focusing on our home cleaning services, right? So how well they've been doing. You know, at 11 o'clock at night, I just had that thing. I don't have to wait until the next day. I just put it. I just attach the file to ChatGPT, the data file, and tell ChatGPT just plot. From there, I know already. Then I say, okay, I know what my decision is. I can go sleep at night peacefully. So you don't have that. So it really helps in terms of decision-making process in that sense. It churns the data. And then, have you heard of this saying or not? Anybody heard of this saying? In a country of a blind, a one-eyed man is king.
Excuse me, please.
Yes.
Yeah. I tried ChatGPT many times to get
Hello?
a lot of information, wrong or mistaken information from ChatGPT. So how you make sure about the data from AI?
Okay, so from ChatGPT, the data, I have to say there are instances, many instances, ChatGPT is wrong or inaccurate, all right, or read the data wrongly. So that's just why I always ChatGPT, so, okay, show me this and show me how you arrive at that decision. So ChatGPT will give me step by step. So for example, in estimating the demand for laundry in Klang Valley, so it says, okay, the population in Malaysia 34 million, population in Klang Valley is 9 million, and I would tell them, quote me the source. So you say, oh, this one I got from the statistics department, all right, from 9 million. So based from 9 million, assuming everybody's household income is 4,000, quoted from, again, this and everything. So then they give the final figure. So what I do is that I would agree on the thought process, right? And for the data, I say, okay, they've got all the reference and everything. Okay, so I can have some what you call it, faith in that. And then maybe I still give some discount. So I always tell ChatGPT, quote me your source. Does that answer your question?
Yes, but actually, in my experience, many times I asked him, give me your resource, and he gave me resources, but the information that he gives to me, I can find it in the same resource.
Okay.
But when I asked him, I said, no, you give me information, but it is not in this resource. He said, oh, I'm sorry. And this has happened a lot.
Yeah. Okay. You have to remember ChatGPT, it has the possibility in a way to make up stories. Okay. But if what I find, based on my experience, what I find is that if the source is available, then they quote, when you check it, is this correct? It's going to be there. The moment source is not available, then make it up. So what I do is that I check the source. If I find that the source is not available, I know already this is ChatGPT making it up already. So I would discount that. I will find the source other ways. I go to Google and find it. You get what I'm saying? I will only believe ChatGPT if they quote the source, and when I go to the source, and it's there. So,
Okay.
like I say, yeah. So,
okay. Some resource that's not available for AI, like some papers, some research, and need subscription. So ChatGPT didn't give this information. So how you get this information from AI?
Okay. If the information is not available to the AI, I won't ask the AI already the information because I know they cannot get it. Right? So the AI is not what I find. They don't have access to everything. They don't have yet, you know, even the legal courses, they don't have access to everything, but they do have access to something. So I still have to eventually resort to, if I want to go into detail, to go to the conventional way of sourcing things, either doing surveys or either actually paying for the report. Because certain reports, right, the paid ones, they block the AI from getting that info. So the AI cannot get that info. So you still have to go and buy that report and use the conventional way. Like I said, ChatGPT is not the solve-all solution for you. You cannot just rely 100% on ChatGPT. But you can get ChatGPT to get basically things half-baked or quarter-baked. Then you go back to your team, your other method and everything to basically perfect it, whatever your research is.
Thank you for your answer.
Thank you. Any other questions on that matter? No? Okay, so decision making, right? So
no. You are up to explain for us that saying about a blind.
Catch up, blind man hiking. I've got this saying from my mentor, right? When either in leading, okay, leading organization, or having a competitive advantage in the market, or having an advantage in your department and whatnot, right? You have to be the person with the one eye. So the thing is that this relates to information and decision making. So when nobody have that information and you use ChatGPT to gain that extra information to yourself, then you will be the king because you have one eye open. But my advice would be not to use ChatGPT during when you need to solve the question. Use ChatGPT casually right now to basically enhance your knowledge before the situation arises. So you don't, if you want to command people as a leader, right, you don't want to go to a meeting where they have a problem and then you ask the ChatGPT then, and then you say, okay, this is it. People will see you as a fraud. You want to use the ChatGPT when nobody else is asking that question, but it's still somebody's idea. ChatGPT to basically then teach you everything that you need to know, get as much as information about a new subject, right? Or something that people are going to approach, a task that your company is going to approach, such that when you go into the meeting, a question arises. Nobody else knows that question. That means they are all blind. You're the one person with your eye open. Then you rule everybody there. So you, to be a leader and make sure everybody also follows your decision, right? You have to be, like I said, they have to appear as the expert. Right? So always continuously use AI to make sure your decision makings are full of information and solid, that everybody else who's listening to you sees you as the person with the one eye open, everybody is blind. You use that in anywhere, any organization, any outlet, you will be able to lead any organization. So right now, you are not talking about AI. And in your organization, people are still fighting about AI. Don't want to let them be. You go and enhance yourself. You go and equip yourself with AI and everything. So you'll be the one with the eye open and you will rule over everybody else. So that's what I am saying about that saying. You know, in the country of a blind, a one-eyed man doesn't have to be even open 2 eyes, only 1 eye. You'll be king. Right. So that is a decision-making process. AI and decision making. So yes, AI helps as a leader to make a decision, and sometimes as a leader, right, you have to appear decisive in making a decision. It is also being a leader, you have to make that appearance, you know, to command people. So in the past, when a leader keep asking people question, he'll be seen as weak. You know, why is this guy asking everybody his question, you know, before making a decision? So AI helps me in my case sometimes to ask the question without people seeing me. So through those questions, I have already gained more information, more knowledge. I have got a higher standing. So then when people, when I approach the subject, it looks like, wow, this guy deserves to be the boss here. He knows what he's talking about. I didn't even think of that. But that's because they never actually engage, you know, AI to help them with that. So that's the decision-making process. Any question? Anybody have got any question, any problem of making decisions? And maybe AI can help. I can suggest on that.
Yes, I have a question.
Yes, please.
You talked about using AI in enhancing customer service or something like this. But how we can use AI in enhancing the disseminating the knowledge about financial literacy for people, because people, they are not always coming to my organization, but as a regulator, I need to enhance that literacy so they avoid getting any problem with the banking institutions or money exchange or whatever entities that fall under my organization's supervision. It is a new directions for me, so I want to understand how I can enhance this one, especially before the beginning of the next year.
I think you can use the same model. The first one is basically improving literacy in people is basically spending their knowledge. Number one, they want to have to ask that knowledge, right? So in Malaysia right now, they pass a law. If you want to borrow more than 100,000 ringgit, you have to sit for 15 minutes literacy talk by Bank Negara or a program. Now, if you were to hire a lot of people to do that, it's going to be time consuming. But you can do that with AI now. So you can use AI to either through text or through conversation, right? You can have set questions and set conversations with any prospective, say, buyer. So anybody who wants to borrow thingy says, okay, you have to basically call this number, you know, have a conversation with this guy. So then behind the scene would be an AI with the set of the information that you want to give. The AI will be able to create a conversation with this guy. Okay, what do you want to do now? Oh, I want to borrow 100,000 ringgit. Or do you know what you want to do about? So that conversation would also enable the flow of literacy. You know, because literacy, a lot of people, especially when we are in regulators, we already have gone through a training of what accounts is, whatnot, right? But a lot of people on the ground, they don't know about accounts and all, you know. So when you explain to them what's your profit, what's your loss, and everything, they can't relate. So you have to make it into a layman's conversation. Oh, what do you want to buy this for? Okay, so I want to buy this to buy the, how much? They will ask, you know, how much money can you make from doing this business and all. Get AI. AI can actually engage on that on that part. Same like customer service. But behind there, you have a database of what kind of information you want to relay to the customers. You want to relay, or be careful with the risk of buying from Loan Shark, for example, right? So yes, you can do that with AI. You know, have like a toll-free number before you can tell, before you borrow from anybody, just give a chat to this guy. They might have some idea. So you teach AI to basically relay that information. Does that give you some idea?
Yes, thank you.
No problem. You can Google up a lot of companies that provides customer service AI. Same model that you can use for basically improving computer literacy for people. They can WhatsApp and all. We are using WhatsApp and our own channel. And later on, we want to move to phone, but might not be necessary. I think WhatsApp is good enough.
Inshallah, I have conducted a survey last year, and but because of the I believe that the platform I used to create my survey has some technical issues, so I have lost some of the respondents.
I see.
That's why when I tried to analyze this information, some of the answers was mixed with another question's answers. And because of that, some of the areas, like for example, the retirement plan and saving plan, I couldn't focus on this one on my awareness plan later on, because I have established awareness plan based on the data gathered from this survey.
I see.
But because of the technical issue, I have lost many respondents, and I couldn't build a strategic of 3 years because the respondent was only 155 respondents, valid respondents. That's some areas I couldn't cover. Some and also my time frame for the plan was shortened from 3 years to 1 year.
Yeah.
But I want to avoid this one for the next year, because the next year is the mandate is a little bit, expectation is higher from the management. It's not like before.
Yeah, you see what AI does. Okay, last time, right? Even if you do survey or if you want to do a computerized literacy, the computer doesn't have flexibility in thinking. So last time it was an expert system where you tell this question, you answer this. This question, you answer this. Your question, you answer this. If the answer is somewhere between this question and the question, there is no answer. Right?
Yes.
So you always have to know. That's why you have to do the survey, and you have to have all the answers ready based on the survey, so that these are the questions. AI doesn't require you to do that anymore.
Yeah.
The AI you can build a database of all the literacy knowledge on this site. All right, and then allow the user to just ask any kind of question. They will pick from there.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
thank you.
That's a good part on that part.
Thank you.
Any other questions?
Yes, doctor, I have a question.
Yes. Oh, by the way, I am not a doctor. You can just call me Mr.
Okay, Mr. Sorry.
I don't even have a master.
Okay, it's about your knowledge. Can I use AI in recruitment as a HR?
Yes, I am actually adopting an AI to basically help with my to automate all my HR requirements. And the vendor has already showed us that they can do recruitment, maybe not interview, right? But at least the first nitty-gritty part, the time-consuming part, which is basically when people submit, all right, and then you collate, and then you reply, and then basically set the interview time and all. The AI can do that. And then once they get in, then the onboarding process, all setting up the thingy and all the communication, the AI can do that. So I'm enhancing my HR with AI, and more importantly as well, AI has enabled me to reward my staff, because some of them are hardworking but they don't have the knowledge, right? So, for example, in HR, you have got industrial action, all those employment laws and everything. So they don't have those information, but they're hardworking people. So when you give AI, you enhance the ability to perform that function. So you can pay them a bit more, and they can start holding a higher position without you spending so much more, hiring outside people. So that's what I find wonderful about AI. AI can basically allow me to retain more good staff, more good employees by giving them more responsibility, and then now they can handle that responsibility because they have AI. Yeah, I hope that answered your question about the HR.
Oh yeah, that's great. Thank you very much.
No problem.
Assalamu alaikum, Mr.
Yes.
In the same sector, because I'm also work as a part-timer in HR department.
Yes.
So I just want to ask you about my thinking about for also to hire the new employer. If can use, because you said about the interview, maybe we couldn't trust a lot about the AI. So what about if you, I'm not sure about this idea, but if you take a picture for the interview or make a scan for interview picture and make it to analyze the character for the, because I in my background also AI can to make like characterization for person via pictures, or is it correct to
picture no, because I don't
yeah.
believe in picture. But what I am trying to think about, yeah, I know being part of a HR or also my recruitment process, I basically have to have got this categorization now, whether you're introvert, extrovert, whether you're internal thinking or outward thinking, to make sure that you are perfect, a good fit for each particular department. I always believe that the organization is big enough that there's room for everybody, but you cannot fit an introvert person into a sales position, all right? So have to do that. So I am actually working with the AI company, trying to basically either come up with a list of questions or ascertain a person's characteristic based on the reply on the interviewer's questions, normal questions.
Yeah.
Right. So basically, they can then pick up all this because there are systems that have been done that basically give the interviewers set questions.
Yes.
Then depending on the answer, you get marks. And then based on the marks, they will then set your character. Right.
Correct. Yeah.
But I'm trying to think of a more easier way to do it. So just through normal conversation, then the AI can listen and then pick up and then put that into the category. But I think it is important, and I think it's going to be an area the AI can do.
So the 88 CV. So now almost the interview after the automated selected for CV by AI too, right? When employees submit the ATS, so we already use it for the first selection, we can say now.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
No problem. Any other questions on decision making and AI?
Assalamualaikum.
Waalaikumsalam.
Yes, Mr.
I would like to ask, for let's say I'm working in banking industry.
Yeah.
So my team, sales team, so would like to do a recommendation. For example, mortgage application. So how AI can help instead of just do the sentence prompts using the ChatGPT. So can AI help to make a, like say, a rumusan or
summary
for
the financial standing.
Yes, for the whole scenario.
Yeah, you can, but depends on what you feed it. You know, you have to have the CTOS information. You have to have a lot of information. If you can get, for example, his bank statement and whatnot, you can feed that, and then you can ask AI to make a summary. But if it's something that is not tested yet, you can always. What I always do, right? AI is something. I'll give AI a shot to remove my bias in decision making, but the decision is still mine. So I don't take AI as all correct. So now sometimes I don't even make a decision. Sometimes we already made a decision, kita dah buat keputusan, and we want the rumusan to fit ours.
Yes.
Correct. What
Yes.
I do normally, I say, okay, a blank first, make a rumusan first. You know, let the AI think what it want to think. Then I will verify, then make a decision.
Okay.
Yeah. So if it fits the AI and my assessment is the same, then I follow. If the AI and my assessment conflicts, then I will double check. again, because I also don't want to make the wrong decision on that part lah. But yeah, there are some people they make decision already, and then they just tell AI to basically summarize and tell what they say. You can also do that. Boleh. Yeah, and I think there are AI can do that, but you have to feed it the right information. You have to attach in the, for example, in the ChatGPT, right? There's also attach file, right? Attach file. Have you ever tried that?
Oh, not yet.
Oh, okay. So you can attach the punya CTOS report. You can attach the punya statement and so then you tell the ChatGPT, okay, summarize the guy's spending pattern based on this bank statement.
Oh, that means we need to give the information upfront to the ChatGPT, and then they will summarize.
If you open, if you have ChatGPT open right now, you will see ChatGPT, right? Okay, there's a plus button dekat sebelah tu, ada plus button.
Okay, I got it.
The plus button tu, just camera, photo, files. So you click files, you can attach files in there.
Okay.
Then you can tell ChatGPT, this is his the person's bank statement, analyze his spending pattern.
Okay.
Then along the way, you have to also teach the AI based on your questions. You know, sometimes your questions, depending on the question, the result will be different. So you should teach it a different question lah. You tanya different kind of question, and then you see how it responds. Okay, so yeah, I do that. Attach the file. So in my case, for example, right, my department financial result for the first few years, financial statement, I point in, I say, okay, analyze this financial statement. It does give about 70-80% good evaluation, but not 100% yet. If you are, you still need to have your own input lah. But it gives starting point lah, good starting point lah.
Okay.
I have a question, Tuan.
Yes.
You said just now we can attach file while using the ChatGPT or AI. Is it okay for us to upload personal information?
Okay, that is up to you. Like I said, you know, ChatGPT ada function that allows I think I can't remember that you can switch on and off whether it sells that to the main database. All right. So depending on your comfort level, all right, what kind of personal information you give. So if you're not comfortable, don't. There are others like DeepSeek apa semua, they don't keep it. Right? But ChatGPT might, tapi I think you have to Google how to switch it off. There is a function where they don't keep it at the main server.
Okay.
Okay.
Understood.
Okay. Any other question? Kita dah, we already at 4:15. Soon we're gonna end our talk. I have got just one more that I want to mention. Is basically the last one. Wait, apa? Wait. Share window. All right, this is the one. Okay, so AI assists leaders in establishing connections and network. So basically, if you are a leader, your job is not just within your organization. So you have to make sure you expand your own network and also the network of your company lah. So either you create new network with supplier, new network with a buyer to do marketing and all. So AI can help you to do this in terms of creating new sales network. AI can basically help narrow down who are your potential clients and all, you know, find out who are the top 5 and all. So, and then and if the information is available publicly, you can tell the AI to basically tell who you need to meet and whatnot. So you can expand your network. AI can also give you some suggestions if you ask in which direction should your network be growing. Okay, in that part. And then I have used ChatGPT because I am introvert by nature. So I don't like to meet people. I really don't like to meet people. It's not that I don't like to meet, because it's not my true nature, so I get uncomfortable. So if I don't need to meet, I don't meet. But my role as a CEO, I have to meet people. I have to basically appear, what you call it, introvert and thingy. So I use AI to basically practice what to say to people as well, and how to make lively conversations, and then what to give speech, and then practice my speech. This me doing a talk like this is also me training myself to establish connections with people. So attending this talk, but if you ask me my natural state of mind, I just like to be left alone. But like I said, there's another saying that I like as a leader or as a person that I go by. It's like, you got to do what you got to do so that you can do what you want to do. Everybody caught that?
Very true.
Yeah. So you got to do what you got to do. So if you put in the leadership of a leader, you want to get the payment of a salary and the remuneration of a leader, right? And you need to go to be a leader. You got to do what you got to do to be that leader. And AI can assist you in finding out what you need to do and assist you in doing what you need to do. So that once you have the money, you can do what you want to do. Just sit at home, counting your dividend and just go on holiday with your family. That's about that. So I think that's all that I have to share today. I hope that it is sufficient for your knowledge. I can entertain one or two more questions if there is any.
I have one.
Yes, sir.
Is it okay?
Yes,
it's
yes.
out of context.
Can. Anything.
Back to the AMO term earlier discussed.
AMO. AMO. Okay. Okay. Yeah. Okay. All right.
And then move to vision and mission.
Mm-hmm.
Using AI to enhance leadership.
Okay.
5 keys to leadership and the IQ EQ.
Mm-hmm.
EQ kind of person got promoted. Making harsh EQ person got promoted.
Okay.
And then making harsh decision. Yeah.
Yes.
Nowadays, the government servant, they like to use AI to prepare their script and making a mistake. What is your opinion?
You still have to be accountable to anything that comes out from you. Either it's AI assisted or human assisted, whatever comes out you have to be accountable for it. So I always have this saying, trust but verify. Even with your staff and all that you trust and verify. So you still have to check your work. Even before AI, when our staff give us a draft or whatever, we still have duty to check, because the moment it comes out from our mouth, it is our responsibility. We have to be accountable for it. So if the draft is now prepared by AI, you still have to check. So the action of not checking is bad. So either without AI or with AI, not checking is not good. So that's what my view is, So if a person doesn't check the work, with or without AI, that product will still not be checked, and that person have to be accountable for whatever is said. You cannot blame AI. You cannot go and sue AI. That's the worst part. If a staff and all, you can fire and there will be some consequence. You cannot sue DeepSeek. You cannot sue ChatGPT.
Yeah, very true. But they are blaming AI in the newspaper.
They can. Anybody can say what they want. I'm not being apolitical. Everybody have got right, or no, not. I think everybody can say what they want to say, but whether it is acceptable or not, it is depending on whoever evaluates them, us as the people, and also their bosses eventually.
Okay. Thank you, sir.
No problem. Check your work. I always say this: trust AI, but verify. Yes, Puan Nadia.
Yes, Doctor. just about when we say AI or when we hear about AI, first thing come in our mind, it's ChatGPT, right?
Yeah.
But for me, for my experience, because when I start to use AI, I just use it for academic research. So I start with Perplexity. So I didn't use ChatGPT.
Hello?
Before. I didn't use ChatGPT before I start with another AI tool. It's called Perplexity. So I just want to take your advice for, is it necessary to select which AI tool we can use when we work in academic sector or in another informal, let me say, in another sector, not academic? So, because there are many AI tool, but the first thing, all we use ChatGPT. For me, I didn't use it before. I'm want to use, but I'm worried about it. After all what you say now, I just feel like maybe I can trust with another AI tool, but it's still AI.
AI, yeah. I know,
Yeah.
I know. You see, AI is just brain, right? And brain, the quality of, number one is the quality and security, right? So the quality of the brain is obviously how does the brain get developed and what is fed in there. So all AI are different. Some are more acute in visual and all. So you have to do your research in terms of which AI is more suitable to you. For me, because I need to do a lot of research and I need to find a lot of information on the internet. At one time, DeepSeek came into the picture and it was free, right? So I went to DeepSeek, and then the US government cut off DeepSeek from the internet thingy. So the result that I use, I get from DeepSeek and ChatGPT on the same question are different, because this one obviously cannot have access to that. So I resorted to obviously ChatGPT because it have got more reach. But some AI, other AI, for example, graphic, will be trained on more graphic methods, so they'll be smarter on graphic and all. You'd have to check, number one, in terms of what are those AI trained on, so that you can get the best result for your question. Secondly, you got to check with your government or your company's policy with regards to AI, which AI do they feel secure about as well, on that part. So I hope
Okay,
that.
thank you, Doctor. That's clear. Yeah, thank you, Doctor. Thank you.
All right. If there is no more question, then I will pass back to Dr. Amar